Hello and welcome to a super quick video featuring our Tamiya TT-01 Race Build. Now in the last episode 1 from the track and race day, you may remember us saying that after almost a full day of running, our Tamiya speed tuned motor died. It just started getting slower and slower until it finally gave up on the home straight, and the reason for this was purely because of heat and thermal stresses on the motor. And actually, I think there were about 3 to 4 other people who had speed tuned motors die on that day too. Now yes, it was a pretty hot day in the low to mid 30s, and one thing to note is that we didn't actually have a proper fan at the time. Instead we had that little blue heatsink fins you can see there, which to be honest I think would have normally been okay for normal running in the UK. But even some of the other racers with fully blown fans had speed tuned motors below, and came to the conclusion of, and what we've seen before, is the fact that the speed tuned motors just can't handle very much thermal load at all. The Tamiya Torque tuned motors, however, are much better, and you'll see later on in the series that this motor that we're putting in today will last flawlessly for the entire race season, on hot days and even in wet racing. And what you can also see is we've got a proper little fan here which will fit today, and this should be more than enough for this application and keeping our motors cool. So we'll take a look at this too. Now what you can actually see is we don't have our speed tuned motor in the car at the moment. What we actually have is an old stock 27 turn Tamiya silver can brushed motor, and that's because luckily we had this spare one when the speed tuned motor died on us on the race day, and we could swap it out easily and still have some fun, even though we were nowhere near competitive anymore, but it was still fun to run. So let's go ahead and put in our brand new shiny torque tuned motor. So if we remove the old one, which is super easy, remove the fins, remove this top plate here covering the spur gear and the pinion gear, and that's it. The motor will just pull out and disconnect the cables. We will put this back in our toolbox as a spare. Now the TT-02 that you've seen in our mega build video actually has 2 screws holding the motor mount in from the bottom of the chassis as well. But the TT-01 doesn't have this, not on this version anyway. I'm not sure if the TT-01E has them. Now what we have here and what we will be running for this race season is a 26 tooth pinion gear. And normally these will last absolutely ages on a TT-01. So loosen the grub screw and pop that off, and remove the motor mount. When you put the new motor back in, make sure you put it in the correct holes with the correct orientation, because what hole you mount the motor into will determine how close or far the pinion is from the spur gear, i.e. this is how you set the mesh on the gears, and each hole is designed for a certain size pinion to spur setup. And here is our new motor in this super cool little cardboard box, which I love, like a little box of goodness. And of course this is a 540 size motor, and all around the box you have specs and details of it as well, and a few cool graphs on the back with RPM versus torque curves, which is cool too. So if we open it up, it's just so simply packaged, which I love. No fuss, no fancy boxes. And there it is. Now you will notice that the speed tuned motor and can was metal and painted black. The normal silver can 27 turn motor was a kind of dull normal metal silver colour, and this is bright shiny silver. Not quite polished, but definitely brighter. Now for some reason I don't have the rest of the video, but basically this fits in exactly the same as the old one came out. Fit the pinion gear on and tighten up the grub screw with a tiny little bit of Loctite. And quickly, just a little look at our new fan. Basically, for now what we're going to do is plug this straight into the receiver, which we may change later on and show you why. And that's also got its own little heat sink on there too. But this should be perfect, and the 2 fans seem to be blowing out quite a bit of air. You'll get all types of fan configurations. You could even have a single bigger 40mm fan on top of the motor. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this super quick little video, and we'll be out racing with this motor very soon and showing you some action videos in the next episode, so do watch out for that. Also look out for our onboard footage with some speed runs. But that's it. Please do rate, comment and subscribe for more content. Do watch out for our new website, which is coming in 2020, with a link below that you can sign up for news and pre-launch updates. So please sign up there too for an incredible new website coming soon. But thank you for watching and see you soon.